Om Shanti. This is the Avyakt Murli of 13th of January, 1986. And the title is Brahmin Life, a life of constant, unlimited happiness. Today, Bap Dada is looking at the gathering of his holy and happy swans. Do all of you always remain happy as well as holy? Holy means the visible form of any facilities, limited attainment, temporary success, respect, and glorification you have received, limited desires of the mind, or because you like a particular person, place, or possession. Check that the attainment of happiness is not based on your personal likings. The attainment of happiness based on those things is not real happiness. It is not imperishable happiness. If the support shakes, your happiness also shakes. You have not become Brahmins to attain that sort of happiness. Even people of the world have happiness based on temporary attainments. Their slogan is also eat, drink, and be merry. However, when that temporary support ends, their happiness also ends. In Brahmin life too, if you experience happiness based on those supports, then what is the difference? You have become the children of the ocean of happiness, and you are therefore those who drift with the waves of happiness in every thought and at every second. You are constant treasures of happiness. This is called being a holy and happy swan. Bap Dada was seeing that your aim is to have constant inner happiness without any limited support. However, some children move away from their aim and instead become trapped in the small side streets of limited attainments. In this way, they become distant from their aim, that is, from their destination. They leave the highway and become trapped in the side streets. They leave their aim of happiness and chase after limited attainments. If today their name is glorified, or their work is accomplished, and their desires are fulfilled, they become happy. If they attain something they like, or their thoughts are fulfilled, they become very happy. If there is something lacking, even slightly, they become stuck and their aim remains on one side. Their aim becomes limited and they therefore step away from unlimited, imperishable happiness. So, Bap Dada was asking, is this why you have become Brahmins? Is this why you have adopted this spiritual life? This is an ordinary life. This is not called an elevated life. No matter what work you do, no matter how big the service task you carry out, anything that brings you down from attaining inner happiness, spiritual pleasure, and unlimited happiness, that is, anything that brings you into the limited, that if today there is pleasure and tomorrow there is confusion, today there is happiness and tomorrow it puts you into a turmoil, it deprives you of happiness, then put aside that service. But do not let go of your happiness. Real service always gives you the experience of an unlimited stage and unlimited happiness. If there isn't this experience, then that service is mixed. That is not real service. Always keep the aim that through service there is the experience of self-progress, attainment for the self, contentment, and greatness. Where there is the greatness of contentment, there will be the experience of imperishable attainment. Service means to enable the flower garden to flourish. Service means to experience the flower garden and not to become trapped in the jungle of thorns. Lack of attainment, lack of pleasure, and confusion in the mind, to experience pleasure one moment and to become confused the next. These are thorns. To step away from these thorns means to experience unlimited happiness. No matter what happens, even if you have to renounce limited attainments, even if you have to renounce many things, let go of those things, but do not let go of your happiness. Do not step away from the aim with which you came here. Carry out this subtle checking. You are happy, but make sure that you do not consider happiness based on temporary attainments to be your happiness. Check that you do not consider the sightseeings to be your destination, because sightseeings can be very attractive. However, to reach your destination means to claim a right to the unlimited kingdom. Those who step aside from their destination cannot claim a right to the kingdom of the world. They cannot even become part of the royal family. Therefore, always keep your aim and destination in your awareness. Ask yourself, while moving along, I haven't reached any of the limited streets, have I? The happiness of temporary attainment is not making you step away from the fortune of eternal happiness, is it? You are not those who become happy with just a little, are you? You are not just pleasing yourself, thinking, whatever I am, however I am fine and I'm happy. Are you? The sign of imperishable happiness is that you will definitely, always attain blessings of happiness from others. The blessings of love from Bap Dada and the seniors will give you the experience of internally moving along in an ocean of alokik and spiritual happiness. Out of carelessness, do not think, I am fine, but others do not know me. Can the light of the sun remain hidden? The fragrance of truth can never end. It cannot remain hidden. Therefore, never become deceived. Make this lesson firm. First is your unlimited, imperishable happiness, and next is anything else. Unlimited happiness will automatically enable you to experience the elevated fortune of service, of everyone's love, and the fortune of receiving imperishable respect from everyone. Those who are always happy are fortunate. They easily receive all attainments without effort, without any desires, and without saying anything. Have you made this lesson firm? Bap Dada is saying why you have come, where you have to go to, and where you are going. If you have renounced the limited but are still going into the limited, then when will you experience the unlimited? Bap Dada loves you, children. You would not call it mercy because you are not beggars. You are the children of the bestower and the bestower of fortune. Mercy is for those who are sorrowful. You are embodiments of happiness, children of the bestower of happiness. Do you now understand what you have to do? This year, Bap Dada is repeatedly drawing your attention to various things. This year is especially being given to paying attention to the self. People of the world simply say, eat, drink, and be merry. But Bap Dada says, eat and feed others. Stay in pleasure and bring pleasures to others. Acha, to those who constantly stay in imperishable and unlimited happiness, to those who experience the fortune of happiness in every action, to those who distribute the treasure of happiness to everyone, to those who always spread the fragrance of happiness, to those who always drift along the waves of zeal and enthusiasm of happiness, to those who constantly maintain the sparkle and intoxication, to the elevated souls who attain the elevated aim, Bap Dada's love, remembrance, and namaste to keep you constantly holy and happy. Bap Dada meeting groups. While living with the family, you are always detached and loving to the Father. Are you not? You never have attachment to the family, do you? If there is attachment to anyone, that becomes an obstacle in your life for all time. Therefore, constantly remain free from obstacles and continue to move forward. Become Angad as in the previous cycle and remain unshakable and immovable. What specialty is Angad shown to have? He had such a faith in the intellect that no one was even able to shake his foot. Maya will come in various ways to try and make your faith in the form of your foot shake. However, Maya may shake, but the foot of your faith should not shake. Maya surrenders herself to you. You will not surrender to her, will you? Surrender yourself to the Father, not to Maya. Those who have such faith in the intellect always remain carefree. If there is the slightest worry, then faith is lacking. When there is sometimes the slightest worry about something, the reason for that is definitely a lack of faith in something or other, whether it is a lack of faith in the drama, a lack of faith in the self, or a lack of faith in the Father. If there is the slightest lack of faith in any of the three types of faith, you cannot remain carefree. The biggest illness is worry. Even doctors don't have any cure for the illness of worry. They might give you sleeping tablets temporarily, but they will not be able to erase your illness for all time. The more those with worry run after attainment, the more that attainment runs ahead of them. Therefore, always let the foot of the faith remain unshakable. The foot means constantly to have one strength and one support. Whether you call it strength or faith, it is the same thing. Victory for the children who have such faith in the intellect is guaranteed. Do you always surrender yourselves to the Father? You are the ones who will fulfill the promise you made on the path of devotion, are you not? What did you promise? That you will always surrender yourself to Him. To surrender means to remain constantly surrendered and become powerful. So, have you surrendered, or are you going to surrender? To surrender means nothing is mine. The consciousness of mine finishes. Even the body is not mine. So, do you ever become body conscious? It is when you have the consciousness of mind that there is body consciousness. To remain beyond even this consciousness means to surrender. Therefore, continue to finish the consciousness of mind for all time. Continue to experience everything as yours. The more experienced you become, the more you become an embodiment of authority. Such ones can never be deceived. They cannot experience waves of sorrow. So, always continue to relate stories of your experience to everyone. An experienced soul attains greater success in a short time. Acha. At the time of farewell, giving love and remembrance for the 14th January, Makar Sankranti, festival of kite flying. People have given this day the importance of always eating and feeding others. They eat something and they feed others something. They either donate sesame seeds or eat them. Sesame seeds means very tiny points. When something happens, and it may be something very minor, they say that it is like a sesame seed. And if it is big, it is said to be like a mountain. So there is a great difference between a mountain and a sesame seed. Importance is given to sesame seeds because you become extremely subtle points. It is when you become the point form that you become kites in the flying stage. So, sesame seeds also have importance, and sesame seeds are always brought together with something sweet. Sesame seeds are never eaten by themselves. Sweetness is a sign of bringing them together with love. When something sweet is mixed with the seeds, you enjoy them. If you were to eat the sesame seeds by themselves, you would find them bitter. But when something sweet is mixed with them, they are very good. So, when you souls come into a relationship with sweetness, when you have that love, you become elevated. So, this is a memorial of collective sweetness. There is a symbol for that too. So, always bring the power of the gathering into yourself. On the basis of sweetness, become a point form and be a kite and fly in the flying stage. This is the importance of this day. So, to celebrate means to become. You become this, whereas those people simply celebrated for a short time. To donate here means to donate whatever weaknesses you have. Just consider it to be something minor and donate it. Consider it to be like a sesame seed and give it away. Do not consider it to be something major, thinking, I have to renounce it. I have to give it away. No, donate it while considering it to be as small as a sesame seed. Consider it to be something minor and give it away happily. This is the importance of donation. Do you understand? Always be loving. Always remain part of the gathering and always consider a major thing to be something trivial and finish it and burn it in a fire. That is the significance. So, you have celebrated, have you not? You have lit the fire of determined action. People specially light a fire on this day. So, this is the day for the transformation of sanskars. They call it a Sankranti, and you call it the day for transformation of sanskars. Acha, love, remembrance, and good morning to everyone for always remaining successful with love and the power of gathering. Blessing, may you be a master bestower who becomes as merciful as the Father and forgives everyone and gives them love. Just as the Father is said to be merciful, similarly, you children are also Master merciful. Only those who are merciful can bring benefit and forgive those who harm them. They are master oceans of love. They have nothing but love. At present, there is a greater need for love than money. Therefore, become a master bestower and continue to give everyone love. No one should go back empty-handed. Slogan: if you have the desire to become an intense effort maker, then where there is that desire, you are able to find the path. Om Shanti.